Assalamu alaikum everyone. Welcome back to my channel Amara's Insight. Today we'll discuss the ubiquitin proteasome pathway. So this ubiquitin proteasome pathway is basically a quality control system that degrades the misfolded, damaged, and the non-functional proteins in order to maintain the cellular homeostasis. What does that mean is if we have any damaged or a non-functional or unneeded protein that is present in our cell, this particular protein needs to be degraded, and this ubiquitin proteasome pathway, it basically selectively degrades those damaged or those misfolded proteins for the maintenance of the cellular homeostasis. Now let's discuss what exactly this pathway is. Now this pathway basically, let me select this one. Now this pathway, ubiquitin proteasome pathway, it is major. This pathway is comprised of the two major processes. One process is the ubiquitination, and the next one is the proteasomal degradation. Now, this is actually a major mechanism for the degradation of the targeted proteins in all the eukaryotic cells. So, these the two major steps for this particular process. These are the ubiquitination. First step is the ubiquitination, and the next step is, let me write, first step is the ubiquitination, and the second step is the proteasomal degradation. And the second step is the proteasomal degradation. What does that mean is ubiquitination, it basically tags particular protein, tags that damaged protein, tags that unwanted protein, and then the proteasome. These are the specific complex proteins that are present inside our cell. These proteins will selectively degrade those tagged proteins, which are ubiquitinated proteins. Now, what is this actual process is? This process basically begins with the activation of the ubiquitin molecule. First of all, this is here, you can see in yellow, this is the ubiquitin molecule. First of all, this molecule needs to be activated. It will be activated by the E1. This is the particular enzyme. This is known as the ubiquitin activating enzyme. And this step will use the ATP. This ATP will be converted into the AMP, and now this ADP is basically converted into the, let me choose smaller one. It will convert it into the AMP, and here it is AMP and inorganic phosphate. Now this ubiquitin molecule will be activated by the E1 enzyme, that is the ubiquitin activating enzyme. This step will make use of the ATP. Now the second step is the conjugation. That is, first step was the activation of the ubiquitination. Second step is the conjugation. Now, what happens in this step, in this conjugation step, the activated ubiquitin will be transferred to the another enzyme, that is the E2. So this ubiquitin is basically the activated ubiquitin, which was activated by the E1. Now, in second step, this E1 transferred the activated ubiquitin to E2. That is the ubiquitin, that is the conjugating enzyme. Now the third step here, the ubiquitin ligase. This is the E1. This one is the third enzyme that is referred to as the, this is the ubiquitin. Let me write ubiquitin ligase. Now this enzyme ubiquitin ligase, it will bind both, it will bind both of the E2 enzyme with the activated ubiquitin and these target protein, which needs to be degraded, which needs to be degraded, that is basically damaged protein, that is the target protein. Now this E3 protein, that is the ubiquitin ligase, it will um, it will this particular protein will bind to both E2 ubiquitin molecule complex, as well as this one is the complex and this one is the targeted protein. Now it will facilitate the transfer of a ubiquitin. This ubiquitin, that is the activated ubiquitin molecule, to the lysine residue on the targeted protein. Here you can see this is our targeted protein. Now it will have lysine residues in it. Now what is the function of the ubiquitin ligase enzyme? This ligase enzyme will transfer this activated ubiquitin to the, it will activated ubiquitin to this target protein, to specifically to its lysine residue. Now this, after the transfer of this ubiquitin molecule, this process will be repeated again and again. This, let me scroll down. Now here you can see that this activated ubiquitin molecule has been transferred from E2 to this targeted protein. Now after this process is going to repeat again and again. So it will create the chain of the ubiquitin molecules like this. Like this is the one ubiquitin molecule, this one is the other ubiquitin molecule. So all these ubiquitin molecules will be attached to the lysine residues of that targeted proteins. So this process is basically the polyubiquitination. This particular process is referred to as a polyubiquitination. That is this attachment of the activated ubiquitin molecule to the targeted protein is going to repeat again and again, and this particular process is the ubiquitination. Now this target protein, where that is having the polyubiquitination, is now served as the targeted protein that is that basically needs to be degraded by the specific proteasome. Now, the second stage of this major processes basically involve the proteasomal degradation. Now, what happens in this second major process, that is the proteasomal degradation? This here you can see this polyubiquitinated protein is then recognized by the specific proteasome. You can see this specific proteasome is basically the 26S proteasome. This is the 26S proteasome, that is the large protein complex. Now, the protein that is unfolded and translocated into the 20S proteolytic core of the proteasome. Here you can see this is the 20S core of the proteasome. Here this is the 19S of the proteasome that will recognize that polyubiquitinated targeted protein, and this protein will then process and degrade or shred within this 26S core of the our specific proteasome. Now here this specific protein present in the 20S core of this protein, you can say this is basically the 20S core of this protein, and here this specific protein will be degraded, will be broken down into the smaller peptides. Okay? Now in smaller peptides, after the degradation, after the shredding of this particular damaged protein, the ubiquitin molecules and these resulting peptides, these are released, and these can be recycled and can be reused by the cell. Here you can see these are the recycled or ubiquitinated molecules that are released after the ubiquitination, after the degradation of the particular protein. Now let me explain. First of all, in the activation, the ubiquitin molecule is activated by the E1 enzyme, that is the activating enzyme. Then E1 transferred the activated ubiquitin to the E2 enzyme, that is the conjugating enzyme. Then E3, that is the ubiquitin ligase enzyme, it will binds to both ubiquitinated E2 complex as well as targeted protein, that is the damaged protein. Now, the function of E3 is to transfer this activated ubiquitin molecule to the lysine residue of that targeted protein. Now, this step is the ligation. After the transfer of the ubiquitin molecule to the targeted protein, this process is going to repeat again and again. This is referred to as the polyubiquitination. After the polyubiquitination, this particular targeted enzyme will then recognized by the 19S unit of the proteasome, and this protein will then process and broken down into smaller pieces by the 20S core of this proteasome. After the breakdown of this particular protein into the peptides, these ubiquitin molecule and these peptides are going to release, and these ubiquitin molecules are then can be reused by the cell. So this is all about the ubiquitin proteasome pathway. So if you like the lecture, then please don't forget to like my video and subscribe my channel. Thank you. Allah Hafiz.